Hey everyone, Ultrapro here again for some more Evil Twin for you. We're still trying to do the mission for the navigator. I can't remember exactly what his issue was, but there's a bunch of things that you have, a bunch of tasks that you have to do on the boat that the folk live on. And I think that he's either thrown away his map or his navigational chart or something, and I'm really hoping that this video will help you guys get through this first time. I'm just sort of trial and error in this at the moment, really, to be honest. I mean, I've played this and I'm just watching it back now, and as you'll be able to see, it's all sort of very trial and error because it's not particularly clear where you got to go at any point in this game, really. It's fairly ambiguous, so yeah, it's just kind of left to your. You have to use your wits to work it out yourself. I mean, I can only surmise that the reason it gave me all of that Cyprian power was to reach somewhere that I couldn't normally reach before, which is why I attempt to jump across there. But it's fairly obvious after 2 or 3 attempts, as you'll soon see, that that is not where you're supposed to be going. Of course, I couldn't twig for the life of me where I was supposed to go, based on what I was seeing just there up on that shelf. Or ledge, rather. And so for a couple of tries I do try to get across that gap. So yeah, stupid me. Yeah, this game has got such amazing amounts of character. I mean, if only they had spent a little more time fixing bugs and sorting out the controls a little, it would have been one of the best platformers on the Dreamcast. As it is, it's frustrating because it's not as good as it could have been. But I enjoy playing it. I enjoy the challenge. What really pisses me off about modern gaming nowadays is that if a game has an even slightly moderate challenge or learning curve, it tends to get a really low rating. A recent example would be Gun Valkyrie, which I just uploaded on my channel. That game was absolutely fantastic and I loved every minute of it. I never completed it because, yes, it was relatively challenging, but I don't think that's a negative thing for a video game. I mean, if it's challenging to the point where it's not fun, then yeah, of course it's going to be a problem, but Gun Valkyrie got something like 6.2 or 6.3 out of 10, and it just didn't deserve that low score. I mean, it's an arcade-styled game by Sega. It was supposed to be on the Dreamcast. Maybe I'm just biased, I don't know, but all these games where they have a challenge and you have to do a bit of trial and error, like this one, Jet Set Radio, Gun Valkyrie, a couple other games like that, and they've all got really low ratings. I mean, Jet Set Radio, when it first came out, got high ratings for its style and its quality and its appearance, but the HD remake within the last couple of months got such an absolute pasting from the reviewers that you wonder what's happened in the last 10 years for people to just be so used to not having that much of a challenge. I mean, you can't tell me that Call of Duty's campaigns are challenging. They're really not. 2 or 3 tries on those on normal difficulty and you're through, even at the most difficult parts. I mean, to give you an example, the most challenging thing I ever did on Call of Duty was Modern Warfare 2, when we did the Spec Ops missions and we had to get 3 stars on everything. And that's like 3 stars is like the hardest possible thing to get, and that didn't take us particularly long to do. So, just disappoints me. So here I am, I've found where I'm supposed to be going. Not exactly clear in the least, I don't think, but that's just me. See, that's a bug right there. You can grab onto the ledge, but you can't actually jump up. Shouldn't be able to grab onto the ledge if you ask me. But never mind, we get there in the end. And once you start learning where you're actually going on this game, you do actually really start to enjoy yourself, I think. Because it is very creative and it is unlike anything else on the Dreamcast, really. Certainly it was the best of the last few games for the Dreamcast. I mean, when you compare this to things like Cannon Spike and other games like that. There were some games that got published very near the end of the Dreamcast's life. This being one of them, obviously. And I'd say this was the best. So that was a bad move. See, here I finally twig my incredible mistake and what I could have done to make this bit so much quicker is when I fall down here, you realise that you could have actually climbed up all the way and not had to have gone around that long mess around that I did earlier. It's a bit infuriating. See, I'm climbing up here and I'm thinking, am I going to have to go all the way back, or should I just try and climb all the way up the top? So then I kind of get bored of trying to fight the rats because they always respawn, and that's one of the most infuriating things about this game with me, is the respawning of the enemies after you've killed them. I just think it's a bit of a cheap way of doing it. So that was the Navigator's map that he lost. I love the little jingle when you find something that's required. It almost reminds me of a Tim Burton style sort of film. Okay, so we've received that. So now, this is another thing about this game that really pisses me off. I found the Navigator's map, and as far as I'm concerned, the Navigator's still at the bottom of that area where I found him before. There's no indication to suggest that he might have gone somewhere else. And obviously we've come out of that action stage, and there's no way of getting back to him without going all the way back round and in that chimney. Oh, I do hope I don't fall off again. And I do. Yeah, great. That's one of the things that pisses me off the most about this game. The cheap deaths from the dodgy environment. Because it's not clear, it's never clear about the distances. It's deeply frustrating. Thankfully, I don't go back down the chimney. I go to the captain's deck, I think. I go there. After, of course, committing suicide yet again. Oh, God. Ooh, that was close. These things for me are just really cheap elements of the game. Those characters running around that can always damage you, and you can't really do anything to get rid of them. You just have to try and avoid them. It just winds me up that they did those things. It's just cheap damage, and there's not exactly a huge abundance of extra lives. I don't know how I managed to twig that this navigator has gone to the captain's, the helm or whatever you call it, the bridge. I don't know how I twigged that, but I was right. There he is. Maybe he said when I started his stage that he'd be there. I can't remember. But that's another thing. You see, it's really hard to activate things that you need. Like, I've got the bloody thing, the map, and the navigator's there, But what doesn't dawn on me, and what it doesn't make clear at all, is that the item that you have to give to this character, you have to have it equipped in that little square window at the top of the screen. And it takes me forever to work this out. I think I even leave and come back, yeah. So that's one thing that really winds me up, is that it's just not user-friendly in the least, really. I honestly can't remember what I do from here. I think I just continue on and try to do the next stage. Yeah, obviously just having a look round to see why. What have I done wrong, you know, who should I be speaking to? Just wandering around to see what I've missed. There are some really good action stages left to come on the folk boat. There is one really infuriating one. And I've obviously remembered that I need to save. I don't want to have to do all of that again. Again, it's another case of finding it really difficult to activate an NPC.
Wilbur, wake up! I've got a camera.
What? Oh, all right. Just a second. A little smile and bingo.
Thanks. See you later.
Yeah, it's really not clear what you have to do in this next stage either. I don't want to make these episodes too long, so I'm just kind of keeping them to around 15 or 16 minutes. But yeah, it's just, from that camera angle, it's just really not helpful. Because what are you supposed to do? You just take a blind leap of faith? It's madness. What does that do? What does that mean? Took me 15-20 minutes to work this area out completely. The thing is once you realise what it is that you've got to do, it's really not that complicated. It's just that they make it so unclear, so unobvious what you've got to do. I mean, you've been taught this skill with these acorns, and that's it. You basically have to know when to use it.
Oh, come on, give me a girl. Come on, shift your wall.
Hello? You got a problem?
Wall's got us stuck by the door.
Huh. Say, don't take it bad, but I don't understand a word you just said.
I'm kind of stuck on the door. I fucking good to. Seems right clear to me.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Door?
Right, so now I'm gonna try and get you out of there, okay?
Fine, me. Pull on.
Sir, I think this is gonna take
I do like the voice acting in some of these characters and some of these sections. Good bit of fun. So one thing about this level that's really frustrating is those fans that run around. It's just such cheap deaths. It really is. So I just couldn't work out what I was supposed to do from here. I mean, I'm sure looking at it you guys can probably see what I have to do now, but I couldn't work it out at the time. Then it suddenly dawned on me. But of course by then you've used up a lot of the acorns. And somehow I only picked up one there out of all 6 of those that were there. How good was that? Anyway, I'm going to leave you now for another couple of days, just until I've got another one edited and ready for you. Hope you're enjoying the walkthrough so far. I do actually love playing this game. It's just a little frustrating. Anyway, enjoy, and I shall see you soon.